tractable natural grass field as you get a look inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Oakland Raiders and the Arizona Cardinals. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? This will be fielded at the 8. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. They will be led out by a second-round pick in 2019. Out of Missouri, it's Drew Lock. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's go, D. Hatchet, Hatchet. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
Devin Singletary with his first carry of the game. These are his numbers from last week's contest. And Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
Check, watch the defense. Go on. Watch the backer. Tight dog. Quick the edge. Go.
On second down, Singletary. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Throwing on first down is Locke. Now he'll escape to his left. He'll try and run it. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
Here we go. 60 Pittsburgh. Look, squeeze. Let's go.
They'll try and run for this with Singletary. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. He's had his eyes on 7,000 career rushing yards, and with that last effort, he has hit that mark. What a career.
And that is the number to focus in on, because oftentimes we talk about where do they rank all time. We're not there yet. He's not knocking on the top 10 or the top 20, but over 7,000 yards in a career, fantastic.
Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be second and 9. A look there at how the Raiders will start defensively. Right now they're ranked number 29 in the NFL against the pass, so 4th from the bottom, Charles.
What they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against the people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league, so there's a conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this second and 9.
Check 9.
That's a jet sweep into the hands of Metcalf. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Right there. 54. Right there. 50.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. Airing it out deep for Smith. And that is caught. What a catch inside the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
Ready. 10 Lobo. 56. Bam.
They run here with Singletary. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Hey. High 7. Hey, ready.
2nd down and goal. Lock. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. DK Metcalf, his first touchdown of the new season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They've got that momentum going, a touchdown on the opening drive.
I think it's safe to say that they're in a groove, isn't it? I mean, a lot of times we've seen where teams have scored a ton of points the week before. The very next week struggle to score almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
And we're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the gadget play gets him into the end zone. Bailey now to kick it a touchback. So now it's the Raiders' turn to go on offense for the first time. They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
The thing I like most about Derek Carr's game is not just the right arm and his touch and his ability to find receivers. I think it's his calmness, and I think that transmits itself very well to the rest of the team. They feed off of that, and they go out and play with confidence.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. From the gun, it's Carr. Nowhere to escape, and Nick Bosa able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. Now on 3rd down. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ja'Kai Polite. He's the... Culprit causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. This first one here's away. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Come on, set, 50, plant. Watch the run, watch the run. Defense.
They'll run on 1st down. Singletary. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down now, Singletary. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 12 yards to pick up. Good enough for an Arizona first. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick, and they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Here's Carr. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. On your screen now, here are the offensive starters. At wideout, Antonio Brown is certainly someone that the defense always has to account for.
Without a doubt, a true #1 receiver. It doesn't matter to him how defenses want to cover him. He sees it as a challenge and knows how to defeat them.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Third down turns to first with that 5-yard pickup. Play action. Now it's Carr. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Nick Bosa in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone can go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. On play action. Now Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ja'Kai Polite picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a 2nd one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Fielded just inside the 20. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 25-yard line. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
Go. 70, Indy.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Ready, Britt. Now. He's coming. Hey, Sam off.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. It's the fullback. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Well, they weren't messing around. 1st and goal. They look, and oh, it's blocked. Oh, the Raiders have it, but he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Well, times have definitely changed on the PAT, on the extra point, haven't they? A lot more effort goes into this play from both sides.
Yeah, because let's face it, a lot of time on extra points, the effort is not what it is when you're trying to block a field goal.
No doubt about it. And before, when the ball was snapped on the 2-yard line, there's really a virtual chip shot. Now everyone believes they can get to it and knock it away, and we know how crucial every point is. So the defensive guys, there's been a lot more time trying to get that done, which means there's more pressure on the offensive guys trying to kick it.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. This is their third drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
There defensively was Nasir Adderley making a nice play. On second down, Johnson. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on third and a tough 9. The Raiders on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Shotgun now for Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ja'Kai Polite able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. On first down, Singletary. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Lock. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. On 3rd down, they go with Singletary. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
And this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
And now a carry here for their fullback. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. It's the fullback with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And when they called that play, I'm not sure they expected it to go all the way to the end zone. Nice little reward, though.
Without a doubt, and sometimes I think the offensive line gets a little bit more inspiration when they know that guy's going to get the ball, because he doesn't touch it very often. They want to reward him for all that good blocking he does as well.
And a nice job there on special teams as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. And now let's look at David Johnson. He's just been looking for some space. Yeah, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
And now this pass brought in by Brown. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A Raider first down, 17 yards. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Running from the gun, Johnson. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Carr. This complete to the tight end Clay. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, at these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
7 yards there and a first down. Carl come up here with a 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Carr got a man. It's Johnson. End zone for an Oakland touchdown. David Johnson, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble, because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him.
Similar to golf, you never want to count a score before it actually happens, but you have to figure they thought they were going to get 6 on that play. Great effort to keep them out of the end zone, but a big-time return.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Devin Singletary, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Carr in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Cleveland Farrell in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
He's got a man complete. It's Clay. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. Fielded at the 20. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there.
Pittsburgh. Hey!
On 1st down, Locke. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Watch the car.
Block working out of the gun. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And he will take it out to the 25-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Here's Carr to throw, and his throw here's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple of weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. Here's Logan Cook now. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Logan Cook now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So we reach halftime here in Glendale with the Cardinals on top. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip.
Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line. And now Derek Carr, he is the focus of our player spotlight. He's been pretty good when he's had time. The issue is, as we see here, a lot of times he hasn't had the time.
And a lot of that in getting past it is attitude. How's he projecting? Is he showing that the other team is getting to him? Is he showing his guys up front that he's upset, that he's angry? Or is he still encouraging? Because those guys, they've got to find a way to pick it up. And it always happens a little bit better if they feel like their quarterback's on their side.
So far, 5 sacks against him. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Here we go.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a 1st down.
So here are the Cardinals to take over. They're in the driver's seat right now, and they were winners last week over the Seattle Seahawks, so trying to keep that momentum moving in the positive direction. Here's Singletary. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Devin Singletary, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Fielded about a yard deep.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Let's go. Hey, we're good, we're good. You right, AD? It's going to be a little different.
Carnell on first down. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Now Johnson. And they regroup defensively after the broken tackle, getting to him just beyond the 45. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. He finds his man Johnson. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that's going to make it 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Lock, buying time to his left. And got his man, complete. A gain of right around 35 yards on a play that started back inside their 10.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for him.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. From his linebacker spot, Vontaze Burfict with a sack. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Block now to throw. And he's going to go down again. Credit the sack to Brandon Marshall.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
Hey, Zoo. Ready?
On 3rd and long, it's Locke. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or 2 short, and it's 4th down. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches.
Under crunch. Buzz. Be grip.
Locked to throw for it on 4th. And that is going to be incomplete. The linebacker, Fred Warner, right there on the coverage. But it was too far for a field goal try. You don't really gain a whole lot out of a punt, so I don't think you have much of a problem with that, do you?
No, not at all. I think it's the right play, the exact right play, because even if you want to play defense and pin them deep, you know how hard it is for a punter to knock one dead inside the 10-yard line. That's not necessarily easily done. So I think going forward there is the right call.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it.
And nothing but daylight ahead. Touchdown, Cardinals. All told, it's a punt return of 74 yards as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Well, it certainly feels like that kind of game, doesn't it? No matter what they do, it's going to work. That might be the absolute crusher right there, a punt return for a touchdown.
Feels like there's been a lot of crushers in this game. This lead just gets bigger. Extra point by Gay is up and good, and the lead will swell by one more. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. This will be taken in at the 1. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2. They go to Johnson again. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
On first and 10, here's Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Now Carr after the incomplete pass.